matters what God said about you. Number four, fourth thing is stay focused on God and his promises. Don't focus on the problem, don't focus on the people, don't focus on the naysayers. Stay focused on God and his promises. Become a promise person. Learn the promises of the Bible. There's about 7,000 of them in the Bible. Promises of God to you. 1 Samuel chapter 30 says this, verse 6. Bitter people spoke against David and talked of stoning him. This is later on in life when he is king. Bitter people spoke of David and talked of stoning him, but David found his strength in the television. Oh, that's the reviled substandard perversion translation. All right. David found strength where? In the Lord. In the Lord. When somebody's being a naysayer, you don't go gossip about them to somebody else in the office. You just find your strength in the Lord. So, Lord, I know you love me. I know you have a plan for my life. I'm going to trust you. Look at these last verses. Psalm 118, verse 6, David says, the Lord is for me. The Lord is for me, so I won't be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? You know what? People can dislike you, and it won't harm you. You need to understand this. You don't need anybody else's approval to be happy. And you're probably not going to get it if you haven't got it by now. You don't need anybody's approval to be happy. You're as happy as you choose to be. You don't need your parents' approval, your brother's approval, your sister's approval, some friend's approval. You're as happy as you choose to be. It says, the Lord's for me. I'm not going to be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? They have their opinions, so what? Psalm 119, 41 and 42. Show me, David prays, how much you love me, Lord. You love me, Lord. So it doesn't matter if somebody else doesn't love me. Show me how much you love me, Lord, and save me according to your promise. Have you been saved? God has a promise to save you. He says, save me according to your promise. Then I can answer those who insult me because I trust in your word. Psalm 119, verse 11 says, I've banked your promises in the vault of my heart. That's what you need to do. Instead of banking all the negative things people have said about you in your heart or in your mind, you need to bank the promises of God in your heart and in your mind. What God says about you is what matters, and the other doesn't.
Beverly Moore is tuning in. Yes, okay. Catherine Gibson is tuning in.
Hey guys, this is your boy Landlord, and I want you guys to tune in right here on ZNS TV 13 every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. for Positive TV.
Andros is the #1 bone fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
AF General and Health Insurance has you covered for everything that life throws at you. We are here to protect you and your family and everything you work so hard to achieve. We cover you with liability, auto, home, marine, and commercial insurance. See a BAF General and Health Insurance agent today so we can have you covered. BAF for life.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up up in the news, no major hiccups as thousands of students return to the classrooms today. Also, the Minister for Grand Bahama and a local sorority partnering to address violence against women. And free COVID testing now available on Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Roll-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, it was back to the classrooms today for thousands of students throughout the country. Here on Grand Bahama, students turned up early for face-to-face learning after being deprived of that opportunity for many months due to COVID-19. As Jamila Mizik tells us, from all indications, it was a rather smooth process.
After much delay due to the uncertainty of the COVID situation here in the Bahamas, students are finally back to the classrooms, and administrators say they could not be more optimistic for a successful academic year. Our ZNS News team visiting several schools on the island as students are back to school for face-to-face instruction. For some public school students, it is the first time they will be returning to campus in months, and for others, the first time in 2 years. Over at the Freeport Primary and Lewis Yard Primary Schools, principals Gia Walker and Juanita Hanna say teachers were happy to see the students return.
It's such a pleasure to have the children back in school. I know the parents were excited, but we as teachers and the educators here, we're just as excited or even more so to have them back.
So far, we've had most of our children back at school today, and the teachers are all in, present and accounted for, and they're excited to have our students back.
Now students will be attending school using the hybrid model.
We have grades 1, 2, 3, and 6 in. They're face-to-face today. So 4 and 5, they would be virtual. So then we'll make switches as the days go by.
Lewis Yard is a small community school, and so we are able to facilitate all of our students here at the school, and so our students will be in every day.
And here's how they're preparing students to sit the national examinations.
Teachers are prepared to do what needs to be done so that when national exams do take place, our students can be ready for it. It means a lot of extra. It means a lot of putting in, more than probably before because, there's quite a bit of catching up to do.
We at Lewis Yard Primary School, we've decided to do additional classes for our students coming in earlier, especially about 8:30 we'll start school. And we'll do classes, some classes after school as well to help accommodate those students who need that extra help as well.
Now over at the Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School and the St. George's High School, it was a similar situation. Principals Albert Jones and Shannon White say in-person attendance for the first day has already surpassed online attendance.
We are very excited because we've been waiting several months to have them back. We have a lot of work to make up, but we are up to the task. I have some of the best teachers here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and we are eager and have our action plans, everything set in motion to get our students back on track. The students are the life of the campus, and without them here, it's just a building. And so we are happy that we have some life restored to the campus. And so we're going to engage our students, take them from where they're at to where we need them to be.
I was so pleased to see the amount of students that showed up today. We have about 250 odd 10th graders. Today was just for our 10th graders because we realized that we haven't met with them as yet, face to face. So they are not aware of where their classes are at. They haven't seen most of their teachers physically. So today we just wanted to focus on our 10th graders today.
They have also adjusted schedules to accommodate students while adhering to the safety protocols.
We are doing 2 grade levels here in every day. Our grade 9s have particular priority because we are having them in for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And today, for example, we have our grade 8s and 9s in. Tomorrow will be our 7s and 9s, then our 8s and 9s again. And then on Friday will be our 7 and grade 8s in. And so Thursday this week is our local government elections. We will be teaching from the virtual platform, and so all of our students can still log in and get their work. It's not a day off.
Grade 11 and 12 will be tomorrow, and grade 10 will be virtual. And then on Wednesday, we have grade 10 and 12, and grade 11 will be virtual.
And with national examinations in the coming months, they say they have no time to waste in preparing.
We do have BJCs coming up, especially for our grade 9s, and we want to close that gap and get them to be able to do the best on their examinations.
They were having after school virtual classes for almost every subject, 3 to 4, 3 to 5. So that was going on from September for some of them. So we've been having after school classes for our BJC and BGCSE students, but I know that the students are excited to be back.
Jamila Missick, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, administrators at public schools on the island excited that students are returning to campus. Tonight, Sabrina Brown speaks with an executive of the Educators Managerial Union about the relaunch of face-to-face learning.
Public schools on Grand Bahama welcoming some students back to the classroom today as they returned to a hybrid model of learning.
The administrators are excited, the students are excited, the teachers are excited. We are all excited to have us back face to face for another year.
Area Vice President of the Bahamas Educational Managerial Union, Fraser Gibson, says local schools opened without a hitch.
As I connect with my principals throughout the island of Grand Bahama, there seems to be no challenges. Whatever challenges we were facing, they are being corrected every single minute. And the minister is on task, she's on the ball, and she's making sure that everything is in place. I want to commend the administrators who have been there every single day, putting things in motion and together so that we can have a proper intake of our students today, and the teachers who have not stayed home, who have came out to give their service to these children and to this country.
Gibson says as there were talks of a possible strike in New Providence, there was no threat of industrial action on Grand Bahama. Meanwhile, she says health and safety on school campuses remains a priority.
The health and safety protocols are in place. They have not changed. The children are aware, and at times we will have kids who have missed each other. They may hug from time to time and be too close, and then you will warn them. But they know what to do as well, because most of them will also bring their personal sanitizers.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, the Bahamas Technical Vocational Institute remains in a predominantly virtual environment, and practicals and boot camps are done to complete courses that are hands-on in person with COVID-19 protocols in place. President of the institution, Dr. Robert Robertson, says the virtual process works better for most students.
We use, it's a blended methodology. So the courses are offered basically online, but there are boot camps. Obviously, if you're doing nails technician or a carpentry, for example, you do need to come in and do some hands-on work. But the courses are fundamentally online. And I just have to say, if I can, many of our students want online. They've said to me repeatedly coming up to the start of this term, please don't go back face-to-face.
And here's why he says it works for most.
A lot of Bahamians are on another island working, posted maybe as a police officer, a defense force officer. And so they would not be able to continue their studies if we were not online. Now, online is different than remote, which is just porting your on-ground stuff into an online format. So we have had a lot of training with respect to online, and I don't think our quality is perfect, but it's pretty good. And so students seem to really like the online product the way we're doing it with those boot camps, as I mentioned.
In other news, the government rolling out free COVID-19 testing here on Grand Bahama this past weekend. The pilot project is equipped to test some 200 persons a day. It is part of a larger government effort to reduce the impact of COVID-19 in the country. Chief Philippe reports.
Residents of Grand Bahama now have access to free COVID testing. A number of residents throughout Grand Bahama taking advantage of the free testing at the Foster B. Pastina Center at Christ the King. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, on hand to witness day one of the free testing while also taking the opportunity to be tested as well. Moxie is encouraging residents to take advantage of the opportunity to be tested.
This is a part of the Davis administration's commitment to free testing, and we pledged it throughout the campaign, and of course it's in fulfillment of that. We intend to have it roll out in other communities, and 8 Mile Rock will be the next one, and other communities throughout the island will be after.
Free testing will be done between the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Monday through Saturday. In addition, free KN masks will be distributed to residents at the COVID testing facility.
Really, in the fight against COVID, you have to be tested. Because if you don't know your status, then you don't know if you're spreading it throughout the community. So again, we're excited for this day, excited for all the partners who have come and become a part of it. We want to thank really the healthcare professionals who've continued to go above and beyond to support the community and to provide the healthcare services that we so desperately need.
Dr. Frank Bartlett, who heads the COVID-19 task on Grand Bahama, says the free testing facility is designated for persons who are not exhibiting COVID-19 symptoms. Persons who are experiencing COVID symptoms, he notes, should contact their physicians and get an referral to be able to receive free testing at the Rand Memorial Hospital on Tuesdays and Thursdays between the hours of 9 a.m. and 11 a.m.
The testing that they offer here at these sites, as Minister would have mentioned, we would have used a phasic approach. It was rolled out in Nassau some 2 weeks ago. We're starting off today. We're doing the rapid antigen test, just the rapid antigen test. So if you have any type of need for doing a PCR test, then that has to be still done at either private facility based on the recommendations from the disease surveillance.
Bartlett also urging residents not to let their guards down when it comes to COVID-19.
As we are aware, the biggest challenge now with COVID is the Omicron virus. It is highly, highly, highly efficient as it relates to transmission. Usually within 3 days of being in contact with somebody, you will develop some type of symptoms. So again, it's very important to, when you're out in the environment, wear your mask, maintain your social distancing, okay? And again, the single most important aspect is try to stay away from any type of large gatherings.
Physician Fiona Roxbury giving an update on the free testing initiative on day one.
It's been a bit busy but calm. We had a lot of people, but because we've been practicing for a very long time, we have to social distance and be patient. They have been patient with us. And that's basically it. They came in, get their test done, and they leave within, 15 minutes the most? And that's it.
Persons interested in the free COVID testing can register online at www.covidtest.gov.bs. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, 69 new COVID-19 cases reported in the country yesterday, 11 here on Grand Bahama, 50 in New Providence, 3 in Abaco and Exuma, 1 each in Eleuthera and Andros. There are 158 hospitalized cases, 34 in Grand Bahama, including 1 case in ICU. The death toll is at 729. Meantime, the Ministry of Health is reporting that an additional death is now under investigation, bringing the total number of deaths under investigation to 41. Total number of COVID cases to date now stands at 32,137. Switching gears now, the country left in shock this weekend after a young mother's life was cut short, allegedly at the hands of her fiancé. One local sorority continues to advocate for a shelter for battered women on Grand Bahama, and tonight the Minister for Grand Bahama is pledging her support.
Perfect timing.
It was a timely meeting, particularly after the death of a young woman allegedly at the hands of her fiancé that left the country shook. Many have asked and continue to question whether or not enough is being done to protect women who are being abused. The Grand Bahama Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta sorority making a courtesy call to the Minister for Grand Bahama to discuss violence against women and what needs to be done to protect those who are vulnerable.
So we have a lot of
topics on our agenda today, more particularly emphasis on our Orange campaign and finding ways to partner with the government to ensure that we have a place here, a safe place here on our island, Grand Bahama, for our women.
The local chapter continues to promote the message that violence against women is never okay, and part of their plan is to build a shelter as a safe haven for women who need it most.
The overall goal basically is not to drop a problem on the ministry, but to be a resource, an additional help, provide some additional agenda points. We've done a lot of legwork over the past 3 to 4 years, so we want to help, but of course we are a nonprofit, so it takes a village, like we say here, to make a change.
Also sharing her passion on the subject, the Minister for Grand Bahama issuing a statement earlier today on the death of the young woman. The statement reads in part, "We must do more at every level, government and community, to stop this behavior and send a strong message to the perpetrators of domestic abuse." And as a result, the minister made a pledge to the local sorority that she will partner to ensure that this is done sooner rather than later.
I'm overjoyed, actually, because I'm passionate about coming together and collaborating to make things happen. We're going to develop a system that allows us to achieve this and to achieve it in a short time frame. And so just letting you know, we're here to really be a true partner and to give you and provide the resources that are required to make it happen.
And she says partnerships like this one is what is needed.
We are creating this unit. It's called Partnerships for Development, Collab, and I see your local deltas playing a key role in it. You mentioned the Orange campaign. I recall that. I think it was very effective. The stuff like that, I believe, is critical to getting the message out there. Just letting you know that you do have a ministry that is going to partner with you.
And a promise by the president of the sorority was also made in return.
Our organization is founded off of the principle of empowering and enhancing educated Black women, social activism, and we don't want you to feel like you're here alone as well. Mm-hmm. We are here to support you. We are here to ensure that you can also advance and help our community advance. So even if it doesn't fall within our 5 programmatic thrusts, if you ever need anything, if you ever need any support, if you ever need a voice, use the power and the voices of the women of Delta Sigma Theta. We are here for you.
Police are reporting that 2 wanted suspects are now in custody and the search continues for another. Police say 38-year-old Clifford Haston Heald of Jonestown was taken into custody last week. He was wanted for questioning on the charge of robbery with violence. And 20-year-old Varence Reckley of Kitchener Avenue was taken and arrested on Friday by officers of the Criminal Investigations Department. He was wanted on the charge of armed robbery. Meantime, the hunt is still on for 31-year-old Reginald Wood of Paradise Lane. He is wanted on the charge of armed robbery. He is said to be 5 feet 9 inches tall, 190 pounds, medium built, dark brown eyes, medium brown complexion, and has a tattoo of praying hands on his right forearm. Police are asking members of the public to assist in locating Wood. ASP Stephen Roll making this appeal.
Police are seeking the public assistance in locating the wanted suspect. If you have any information where the wanted suspect may be, please contact 911 or 919 or your nearest police station. I also want to say to the public, if you are caught in any which way assisting a wanted suspect, once you are caught, you will be arrested and put before the court.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Come on down. Now. Come on down. Now.
Marco City. I am passionate, determined, focused, and ready for community service. On January 27th, vote Basden. I am Suzette Basden, and I approve this message.
At Pizza Hut Freeport, you can enjoy 2 medium Pizza Hut 1-topping pizzas, pan or thin crust, and a 2-liter Coke for just $23.05. Get your pizza your way for only $23.05.
Fact inclusive.
Pick your toppings and order today. Call Pizza Hut downtown at 352-9191 or Pizza Hut East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Dollar Deals is ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Let us help you create that special love gift with chocolates, teddy bears, gift items, and balloons. Call or visit us today.
My purse, someone take my bag, someone take my bag. Call the police, someone took my bag. Someone took my bag with my point. I leave the car for 1 quick second and someone take my bag.
Crime prevention should be everyone's business. Therefore, we want to remind you not to leave your bags or valuables visibly seen on the seat of your vehicle unattended. This negligent practice will create an opportunity for a criminal to commit a crime. Please desist from such practices.
This message is brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, creating safer communities.
Ice the coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in ya, dripping like ice hot.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The New Life Worship Apprenticeship program is expanding as a new partnership is formed to take the training initiative to another level. Sabrina Brown has details.
New Life Worship Center is partnering with the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute for the second season of its apprenticeship program, which launches in 2 weeks. Chairperson Dominique Roach says 10 courses will be available.
We do not just offer construction. We also offer plumbing, electrical, culinary arts. We offer information technology. There's nail technicians for the ladies out there, appliance technician, diesel mechanics, and also auto diagnostics. We try to assist with stick to the COVID protocols, so we have no more than 20 persons per class. Classes are filling up quickly. However, the BTVI program that we've partnered with, they can accommodate a lot more persons.
Roach says many employment opportunities will be available to those who attain the certification in specified courses. BTVI Representative Kenton Roker explains the significance of the certification.
BTVI has a program through Valencia College. You know, Valencia College is all over Orlando. It's called NCCER, National Center for Construction and Educational Research. Although it is based basically for areas of construction, there's a component called a core. With the core, that is the prerequisite for all the other areas, the specialized areas of construction. Once you have completed the core, you receive an ID card that you can give it to anyone where you apply for any job, and they can go into the Valencia College or NCCR website and look and see what you're qualified to do.
According to Roker, the credentials are stackable.
What that means, I may complete the core and then do electrical, take some time off, come back, and I can complete plumbing, I can complete drywall, masonry, and so forth. And this is an excellent opportunity.
The apprenticeship program is expanding to accommodate various demographics. Senior pastor at New Life Worship Center, Simeon Outen, is excited.
We're talking from high school to adults can take advantage of these programs, and the exciting thing about them, they are all free. And so sometimes people are like, what is the church doing? We're so excited to say the church is doing some very positive things to strengthen our community.
Registration begins on Thursday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at New Life Worship Center on Coral Road. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
And that's a look at stories making news. There's a check on Jay Philippe with sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sport. It was a crazy weekend in sports. In case you missed the action, well, we've got you covered. The Cincinnati Bengals took down the Tennessee Titans in a close one, 19-16. Although Joe Burrow got beat up in the game, he got sacked an NFL record tying 9 times. However, the former #1 pick still managed to throw for 348 yards to propel the Bengals. The Bengals would not have done this without their field goal kicker, who had 4 field goals, including the game winner from 52 yards as time expired. The 49ers didn't score a single offensive touchdown, but they were able to pull off the upset in Green Bay thanks to some stellar special teams play and a defense that shut down Aaron Rodgers. The game came down to San Francisco's kicker, who was able to seal the game and help the Niners punch their ticket to the NFC Championship game with a 45-yard field goal attempt as time expired. In the matchup between the defending champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Rams, at one point the Buccaneers trailed 27-3, but they managed to tie the game up at 27 after a wild fourth quarter. However, the Rams were able to escape with a 30-27 win by yet another walk-off field goal to advance to the conference championships. Now, after 3 straight wild-ending divisional playoff games, it was time for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills to take the field. This game did not disappoint fans as it lived up to the hype, with both quarterbacks making big plays after big plays, but this one came down to just 13 seconds, which was just enough time for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to march down the field for a game-tying field goal to send the game into overtime. And in the extra period, it was the Kansas City Chiefs that got possession and scored in overtime to win the game 42-36. Now, with the win, the Chiefs will now take on the Bengals in the AFC Championship game on Sunday, while the LA Rams will host the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC title game. Switching gears now to track and field, some Grand Bahamians produced some good results on the weekend for their various college programs. Jumper Chiron Kemp placed first in the men's triple jump with a leap of 50 feet 1 1/4 inch, which is tied for the 4th best in the nation and the best in NSIC this season. It is also an NCAA qualifying mark. Now on the track, freshman McKillian Forbes over at Southwest Baptist University took part in the 200 at the University of Central Missouri Invitational. Forbes placed first overall, running out of lane 3. And that's all I have for you in sports. Until next time, I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
At Lake Pavilion, we have pre-need, current plot, and niche packages. We are located at number 1 Coral Place, Sergeant Major Drive. Come visit us today and let us ease the burden by planning ahead.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Look, I don't know who Sean they think I am, all right? I only win 2 BAISS championships. I deal with connectivity.
Alive. What do we got?
Well, we are 100% Bahamian owned, and we inspired all Bahamians to believe in best. And we delivered on revolutionizing telecommunications in the Bahamas. Not to mention, our network works in the good days and the bad.
Thank you, but I need you to go faster, be better.
We have safely protected your lives, assets, and aspirations for over 100 years. That's a lot of protection. At BAF, we know that our commitment to you goes beyond a policy or an investment. It's a commitment. Find out how to grow with us. And if you are already with us, find out how we can help you grow even more. Because when you choose BAF, we are with you for life.
My My name is Pleasant M.M. Bridgewater, and I support Omise Lockhart Libran as the candidate, indeed as your representative in local government for the Marco City constituency. Why do I support her? Because one, she's a resident of Marco City. She's reliable, she's responsible, she's ready to serve, and she's the right person for the job. She loves the people of Marco City. If you want someone who will stand up for you, who has your back, who is not afraid to speak up, Marco City, you need Omise Libran, who's responsible, who's ready to serve, who is indeed the right person for the job. Omise Lockhart Libran. God bless you.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Tracy Anderson, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We appreciate your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Rolf-Arkeson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, thousands of students resume face-to-face learning. A physician weighs in on the mental health of youngsters. New tourism execs take the helm. And the Ole Miss Lady Rebs ranked for the first time in 15 years. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for joining us. The government's looking to recoup millions of dollars in real property tax arrears as part of a revenue enhancement plan that's also tied into reducing government debt. Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Alquitas, says reassessing the appreciation of homes will be a major part of the thrust to collect the arrears and identify homeowners who are not paying the tax at all. Here's Keishla Adderley with the story.
Real property tax payments are a major tenet of a broad revenue enhancement plan. The Davis administration has set a revenue to GDP target of 25% it's looking to see realized by the end of its first term. It's been as low as 15 to 16%, according to officials. The newly established Revenue Enhancement Unit is looking to net some $200 million in 24 months. And a big part of that will mean taking a fresh look at the real property tax register and bringing home values current.
Not all properties that should have been on the real property tax register have been on the register for a number of years. All new properties are supposed to be entered onto the register. That had not been happening consistently. Secondly is reassessment, current reassessment, meaning that properties on the register are at their current values. And so you've had situations where a property might have been on the register and not been reassessed for 10, 20 or more years. And
that deficiency has placed a huge dent in revenue collection to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars.
So when those things happen over a number of years, then you hear, we have $400, $600 million in arrears. And that's a combination of actual arrears and a combination of not having up-to-date data in the system.
This year, all owner-occupied properties will benefit from a rebate of up to $312.50 on their 2022 bills. This as many move past the $250,000 home value threshold, which makes property tax payment a requirement. Minister Halkitis points out homeowners should note the following.
I would like to say at this point that, rates have not increased. So anyone who might see an increase in their bill, it's because of the increase in the valuation to bring it up to current levels. And I'll also like to say at this point that anybody who has an objection or who disputes it or who has a query, they can present themselves and their query will be dealt with.
It's estimated that the reassessment and updates will unlock nearly $450 million in additional revenue over the next 5 years. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Well, we turn our attention now to news on the education front as thousands of students across the country today returned to school campuses for the long-awaited return to in-person learning. That return, already delayed several weeks by a surge in new COVID-19 cases, was nearly disrupted by unresolved issues with the Bahamas Union of Teachers. But at one institution, the principal says that return came off without a hitch. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
Just 3 of 25 teachers at Ridgeland Primary School did not show up for work on Monday as its student population of 291 returned for in-person learning that has long been disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. This is on the heels of Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson in a voice note calling on educators to call in if they were expected to go in on campus in person or shut down their computers as public school operations resumed in a hybrid format. School Principal Allison Wood addressed the matter.
Our teachers have shown tremendous dedication. We have only 3 teachers out today, and so our students are engaged at every level.
While the BUT president insists the union supports face-to-face learning, she says it was nonetheless obligated to ensure schools reopen safely and that details of academic instructions are known. Despite behind-the-scenes issues that included a union-planned peaceful march that would have ended at the Ministry of Education, Wood says teachers were eager to see their students in person.
It's been a very long time, and a major part of education is having the personal relationship and that contact. And so having our boys and girls back on campus today has really made a difference for both our students and our teachers as it relates to the learning experience.
Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, visited the school to get a look at operations in the process, taking the time to speak to several classes. When it comes to lingering issues with the Bahamas Union of Teachers, the minister says she is always available and has made it a priority to meet with teachers and have their concerns addressed.
I met with 3,000 teachers several weeks ago. I made it a priority. Every committee that I have that affects education in a substantive way, I've put the representative of unions on that, from the managers and the 2 teachers unions. So I understand that it's a collaborative effort. So that's the only message I will send, and I think I've sent that message from day one.
The Minister of Education acknowledges the last 2 years have been difficult on students when it comes to socialization and education, driving home the importance of getting them back in the class. She says that is being done while creating the awareness of adhering to safety protocols amidst the ongoing pandemic.
This has also been a difficult time for teachers, and we are thankful, the nation is thankful to the teachers of this country, because we know that, it's also been extremely challenging for them. So on these school campuses, we have a nucleus of our citizens who are engaged in the practice or the act of building lives, transmitting knowledge, and they've been through a very tough time. And so I think we must throw our support behind the work that they do.
Excited to be back in school, 5th graders Derica Russell and Dwayne Gordon say it is difficult to describe their feelings about the return to in-person learning.
I can't explain, but I just feel good and happy a lot.
Being in the house, doing nothing, ain't making you learn anything. So if you come back to school, you'll finally get to go back doing work and learning.
just a year ahead, sixth graders Aaliyah Dumarcis and Nevaeh Gibson shared their feelings about being back on campus.
I feel very amazing. I feel good to see my classmates. I feel very good to see my classmates and my friends, and I very much love coming back to school. I miss actually my teachers teaching me face-to-face. That's the way I learn better. And I miss speaking to my friends.
The Minister of Education says it took a lot to prepare schools to get students back in the classroom, but despite the challenges that may lie ahead, officials have to fight to get it right for students throughout the country. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Now, our Desmond Saunders visited several primary schools here in the capital to see how the first day of classes went for administrators, teachers, and students.
Mask wearing, proper sanitization, staggered lunch breaks, and a reduced student population, all mandatory requirements as some 300 students returned to the Sandlands Primary School. Principal Shianda Maycock says there were very little hiccups. Still, she issued this appeal to parents.
Just need the parents to ensure that their children come, stay to school, and continue with the program we have in order to minimize the learning gaps and to ensure that they get a quality education.
The Sybil Stone Primary also reopening its doors under strict COVID protocols. Minister of State for Education Zane Lightbourne and his team on hand to ensure an effortless transition.
So the school is now open, it's functioning, all the repairs have been completed, and they're now addressing whatever phone or internet adjustments have to be made so that they can have adequate internet and phone, which is a big part of their operation, because the electrical work and everything else have already been worked on. The school is clean, and they are very excited. The furnishing of the school, all teachers in their classrooms have desks and chairs for children and themselves.
Not much activity at the Carlton Francis Primary. Classes will remain closed until Wednesday as the school completes extensive works. Principal Dorothea Thompson says teachers are ready to welcome half of the 774 students.
Our support staff, they were involved in a seminar about 2 weeks or so ago, and we also have meetings with them and letting them know the expectations so they know every day you're to go into your classroom, sanitize before classes begin. After the breaks, you go back in, and after school, you go in. We have janitresses who monitor the bathrooms during the break.
Meantime, Cleveland India's acting principal, Yolanda Roll, spoke of teacher shortages.
We have a number of teachers that have not shown up, but the school is settled. For the most part, we were prepared and we were preparing from the onset. And so even despite, we're still carrying on school as usual.
Now, despite several challenges, educators are thrilled to be back into the classrooms. Ensuring safety and instruction remains paramount. Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
Well, thanks, Desmond. In just a few short days, hundreds of students will return to the L.W. Young Junior High School campus, some going in for the first time. One school administrator says the COVID-19 pandemic has not been easy on students or teachers, and all she wants is to set education on the right path. Cleopatra Murphy tells us more.
Social distancing markers are up and sanitizing bays are out, all in preparation to welcome students to as safe an environment as possible when they file into the L.W. Young Junior High School campus for in-person learning come Wednesday. School Principal Deborah Thompson says while virtual learning had its benefits and pushed the country into a more progressive place, educators are ready to welcome students back.
I know that sometimes the public think that teachers were just home for 2 years. They have been working, and online teaching is a difficult process. It is emotionally draining as well. And so they are happy to have the children back. The children need to be back in the classrooms. And we have been preparing for them in the form of getting the space ready.
L.W. Young was one of the schools that required extensive repairs, among them 2 newly renovated bathrooms. Thompson says the finishing touches are being completed ahead of Wednesday's on-campus return. After contending with power outages, people hacking into the virtual platform, or students just not paying attention, she says a return to campus will better assist with getting students back on the educational track.
I think our greatest advantage would be being able to connect with children. Sometimes it is difficult when you do not have someone in front of you to actually connect with them. Being able to restore normalcy to their life. This is what they know. This is what we all know. And so we want to be able to restore normalcy to our student populations in what we have known to be uncertain times.
The school will operate in a hybrid environment with students coming in on a staggered shift.
Grade 9 will be reporting to school on Wednesday morning, and school is going to be all day from 9 to 3 for our students. So make sure that grade 9 is here on Wednesday morning. Grade 8 will report on Tuesday morning, and grade 7 will report on Friday morning.
Thompson appeals to parents to work with the school in getting education in the country back on course, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. She says that will also include ensuring they adhere to safety protocols, but also...
Some of you may not be able to afford all of the materials, but make sure that they have the basics when they return to school. If you can afford the uniform, please do. But as the minister said, it is not mandatory, so make sure that students are appropriately dressed.
Over the next few days, some 721 students are set to return to campus. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, the push for in-person learning to resume for public school students, part of the government's efforts to mitigate the fallout of major learning losses across the educational system. Fern Carey reports on the Education Minister's national address.
After months of delays and disruptions to learning over the past 2 years, thousands of students returned to the classroom Monday to resume face-to-face instruction. The move comes amidst what education officials maintain is an educational crisis, as a troubling number of youngsters from preschool to grade 12 have fallen off the radar. Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hanna Martin, says the return to face-to-face learning is expected to address the fallout of COVID-19 on education.
We are in an emergency. There is no time or space for old strategies or stale responses. We do not have the luxury. So it's necessary that there is a collective consciousness of where we are. The circumstances are risk-filled. We must have a collective commitment to fight ourselves out of this dilemma and to do all that we must to save our children.
As teachers, students, and other stakeholders reacclimate to in-person learning, a number of strategies are being implemented to address learning losses and the way forward.
These programs will focus primarily on the foundations of literacy and numeracy. This emergency is also an opportunity to redress the many long-standing deficiencies in our education system. In that joint research previously referred to, some valuable guidance is given to bring a focus on 6 areas. Assessing student learning so instruction can be targeted to students' learning levels and specific needs. Investing in digital learning opportunities for all students, ensuring that technology is fit for purpose and focused on enhancing human interaction.
Major reforms in education are also on tap in the months ahead.
I've also mandated a revision of the high school diploma requirements and curriculum reform, inclusive of a focus on literacy and numeracy, an enhanced platform for technical vocational training, a more developed physical education program, a feeder program for the creative arts into a new tertiary institute for the performing arts now being developed, a new history curriculum with emphasis on Bahamian history, founded upon character development and an encouraged critical thinking.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Parents and teachers are being advised to pay particular attention to the mental health of students during face-to-face learning. Mental health physician at the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, Dr. Sean Knowles, is advised based on studies that show many youngsters are battling anxiety and other mental health issues due to the challenges they face in education, and all due to the pandemic.
I think the first thing that's important is to realize that it's okay to not feel okay. That's the first thing. And certainly we have an immense situation on our hands, but I want to encourage the students, to give it their best, give it their all. Some will be very excited to get back to school, and that's good. And some may, unfortunately, be having some anxiety because of what has been happening. And I think it's imperative that not only parents, but teachers and even guidance counselors to be aware of kids who may be affected to the point where they're unable to learn as they should.
Officials of the Life at Key Foundation taking a proactive approach to assisting students with learning recovery some 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic. Focus is an 8-year academic enrichment program that keeps selected students on track to become the first in their families to attend college. The program recruits 4th graders from Albury Sales, T.G. Glover, Eva Hilton, Gambia, Woodcock, and Stephen Dillett primary schools. Every Focus student obtained licenses for certain learning and diagnostic programs thanks to the generosity of donors. Life at Key Foundation's Executive Director, Dr. Nicola Virgil Roll, says over the past 6 months, Focus students collectively answered 418,000 plus questions and mastered over 6,000 skills in English and mathematics during virtual classes. Last weekend, 250 Focus students logged on to their devices to participate in the first of the Life at Key Foundation Saturday Slam Focus sessions for the year. Focus officials boast of the great results generated from the program so far. In one cohort, as many as 84% of Focus High School graduates were accepted into post-secondary education. Still to come, the Prime Minister learns more about a new agriculture venture, and COVID-19 hospitalizations still triple-digit high. We'll be back right after this break.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
What does support look like? What does it sound like when you feel the pulse of a nation? When you make a difference in the lives of strong, principled, cultured people who are driven by hard work and passion. People who build communities where hospitality is warmly demonstrated because this is the Bahamas and we're happy to share our wealth. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians. Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Shanika became the new savings meme. Get a KFC Mega Mash Bucket Meal with 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, a Mega Mashed Potato with gravy, and 4 buttery biscuits, starting at only $20, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. Order on WhatsApp at 557-3663. KFC Nassau. So good.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
AF General and Health Insurance has you covered for everything that life throws at you. We are here to protect you and your family and everything you work so hard to achieve. We cover you with liability, auto, home, marine, and commercial insurance. See a BAF General and Health Insurance agent today so we can have you covered. BAF for life.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
It takes 14 to 17 steps to get from farm to table, with the average food reportedly traveling 2,000 miles in North America alone. That's a whole lot more to reach here in the Bahamas. Equally troubling is that the supply chain takes out 45% of the nutritional value. Little wonder then why talk about food security is so important. In this report, we take a look at the hyperfood movement to achieve just that, starting with the Bahamas.
Everyone should have access to fresh, clean, local food year-round, regardless of where you are in the world. Further, feeding the world should not endanger the environment, a strong-held belief of Eden Farms owners as they press toward making Eden Acres a reality in the Bahamas. Eden Acres, a partnership between Eden Farms and 80 Acres, boast of the best ag tech from all around the globe, all under one roof. And this is the world shifts from traditional agriculture to one that addresses global challenges, and that includes the demands of consumers. Hamilton, Ohio-based Eden Acres officials say there's a reason they've began with the Caribbean, more specifically, the Bahamas.
But it is also the team that we met that we're working with, the Eden Farms team, which is incredible. We've had many opportunities, again, from Northern Europe to Australia to others, that are all coming down here with the largest retailers, largest local distributors to do this, and we will do it in other parts of the world. But it is all about the team that you start with that is so critical. We really believe we found the most incredible team that complements what we can bring to the party, and together we believe we can really change the way the world eats.
Giving a peek into the future of farming, 80 Acres CEO Mike Zalkind on Friday led Eden Farms' core team on a tour of their world-class flagship 70,000 farm. Joining them was a delegation comprising Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis and Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeting, who acknowledged they were all impressed.
That 70,000 square feet can produce over 300 times more food than an ordinary farm, with 100% renewable energy and 97% less water. It is also noteworthy that many robots do the heavy lifting and that there is no use of pesticides so that the nutritional value is increased. This is certainly beneficial in a world still grappling with COVID-19. And we certainly applaud your brilliant efforts and also support the industry that you're interested in. As the Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, I am keen on using as much innovative technology as possible to enhance food security for our nation.
Branding the tour an enlightening one, Prime Minister Davis congratulated the team behind Eden Farms, assuring that it has his full support in what they hope to achieve. Now, Eden Farms is hoping to break ground on its new facility, Eden Acres, hopefully in July.
The vision of food security and sustainability in the Bahamas. And I want to thank them and thank you, 80 Acres, again for inviting me to witness firsthand the model of how you propose to grow and develop.
For the ZNS News Network, I'm Makashla Pender.
Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper touting the benefits of that Memorandum of Understanding signed last week by Minister of Foreign Affairs the Honorable Fred Mitchell and the United Arab Emirates government. Emirates will now promote the Bahamas as a tourism destination across its global network by offering travel packages, including flights and hotels through Emirates Holiday, the Dubai-based tour company affiliate of Emirates Airline. As it stands, Emirates customers can travel to the Bahamas via connecting flights through Toronto, Newark, New York, and Boston. Minister Cooper says he's pleased to see increased promotion of the Bahamas in global markets as the destination continues to rebound. A change in leadership at the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation. Dr. Kenneth Romer has taken over as Deputy Director General of Tourism, a post left vacant by seasoned marketing and sales professional Latia Duncombe, who's been appointed Acting Director General. Now, Duncombe acknowledges that the recent years have been challenging navigating the COVID-19 pandemic, but that she and her team look forward to a prosperous future with many accomplishments to celebrate in the months and years ahead. Tourism, Investments and Aviation Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, says ADG Duncombe will help lead in the execution of the robust strategic growth plans. Similar sentiments shared for Romer, who's no stranger to the tourism team, having served as executive director overseeing airlift, cruise, yachting, visitor safety, sites and facilities, quality assurance, as well as brand management, research and statistics, guest services and special projects. Romer says he looks forward to helping the country rebound and recover. Well, COVID infections may be trending downwards, but the same can't be said about local hospitalizations. The January 23rd dashboard pegging that number at 158, 9 of the sick on the intensive care unit. This in the face of 12 recoveries on Sunday for a countrywide total of 23,675. Health officials also confirming, though, that another death is under investigation, putting that figure at 41. As for new infections, we're at 69, 50 on New Providence, 11 on Grand Bahama, 3 each on Abaco and Exuma. Meantime, Eleuthera records another one, as did Andros. Sunday also saw the completion of 429 RT-PCR tests, 27 of them repeats, 1 returning an inconclusive result. Meanwhile, 318,916 COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered across the Bahamas. According to the weekly COVID-19 vaccine tracker, 149,359 people have received 1 dose, while 158,288 individuals are fully vaccinated. Now, more than 230,000 New Providence residents have gotten the jab, with more than 110,000 residents here fully vaccinated. Close to 43,000 residents of Grand Bahama have also received the vaccine. Just over 20,000 are fully vaccinated. Eleuthera leads the Family Island count with 11,601 doses administered. Close to 6,000 Eleutherans now fully vaccinated.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Say goodbye to the clunky, old, outdated, tiresome way of buying insurance. Get covered in a click with First Online, a new online insurance portal from Bahamas First. It's the simple way to do insurance. Visit bahamasfirst.com to get an instant quote, pay premiums, and manage your claims anytime and from any device. First for our car and home insurance customers. It's another first from Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Detectives reportedly making excellent progress in their investigation into the death of 21-year-old Heavenly Tervias on Miami Street this past Saturday. Officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, telling our news team that the suspect is still in critical condition in hospital. Police initially reported that he entered a room in the home where the victim and an infant were located. He locked the door, and moments later, other occupants of the home heard gunshots. The man, woman, and infant were found on the floor. Evidence suggests the man shot the young woman before turning the firearm on himself. The victim and suspect were shot in the head. An intense investigation is underway. Well, the Minister of State for Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, recommitting a proactive approach to drafting legislation to protect all people against violence, particularly women and young girls, in offering condolences to this past weekend's murder victim on Miami Street. State Minister Ramming revealed in a release today that urban development is in the process of improving programs geared towards addressing societal ills like counseling and anger management initiatives to improve the social tapestry of inner-city communities while promoting inclusiveness. She maintains that it's imperative that all Bahamians, regardless of their ethnic makeup, religious beliefs, and political persuasion, be totally united and fully inspired prior to taking meaningful action. She emphasized that no form of violence is okay and that it's now time to come together as a country and be each other's keeper and not remain silent. Police hoping to put an end to at least one stolen car ring, having arrested several suspects, the majority of them this past Sunday. In the first instance, intelligence-led officers headed to a home on Lily of the Valley corner. Once there, they were directed to the rear of the house. Now, that's where they found 8 men lying face down on the ground in a reported attempt to hide themselves from the officers. A field search led to the police discovering 3 pistols, an extended magazine, and 34 unfired rounds of ammunition. You can add to that 3 vehicles believed to have been stolen, 2 Nissan Notes and a Honda Fit. The suspects, ages 21 to 32, were all arrested and taken into custody. Investigations continue into that matter, as well as an early morning incident on DeVoe and Market Streets. Based on what police have shared with us, Spot Charter alerted officers to the sounds of gunshots around 1:45 a.m. They later discovered that a man had discharged a firearm at the rear of a business on Fleming Street. The suspect was eventually subdued and arrested. Investigating officers also found a pistol with 11 unfired rounds of ammunition. Well, speaking of stolen vehicles, police are determined to find and arrest Tanaj Thompson. The number 30 First Street and number 20 Pine Barren Road resident is wanted in connection with a stealing from vehicle charge. Thompson said to be either 35 or 36 years old, dark-skinned, between 5'9" and 6'1", tall and heavy built. Anyone with information that can help police find the suspect budget, call the South Central Police Station at 325-8431 or simply download the P3 Tips app. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Throughout all of our family islands, a Family Guardian home service agent can meet all your insurance needs. We offer life, health, and property and casualty insurance policies to help protect you, your loved ones, and your assets. With offices in Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, and Grand Bahama, and agents throughout the islands of the Bahamas, a Family Island agent is always nearby. Family Guardian, at your service, at your door. For any inquiries, WhatsApp us at 357-9632.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Today marks the official return of students to campus for face-to-face learning across the country. Minister Hannah Martin says she's pleased with day one.
I think that this is a restorative moment, and I believe the future of our nation, the promise for these children, depends on what we're doing today. Getting them back in the classroom, getting them interacting face-to-face with their teachers, having interaction with their peers. Teachers have also had a very, very challenging time. And, you know, I think it's very important for the nation to appreciate the teachers of this nation because they're the ones who we entrust the primary duty of building the intellect and the character, physical acumen of our children.
Now, hybrid schedules vary from school to school, and these principals say they've gotten full cooperation from teachers, parents, and students.
Teachers are ready under any model. They are just ready, period, to have children back in the physical environment. We're all ready for that. And so teachers are prepared. Remember, they have been teaching online, so it's just a matter of transitioning. We had our administrators working, we have our teachers there working, we have our custodial and support staff that are working to ensure that our boys and girls move around the campus in a very safe and orderly manner.
I'm very thankful to be in school right now because when learning at a computer screen isn't like how learning face-to-face because you don't get lots of learning or lots of things done because it's a computer.
I want all of you to know, do not worry, just stay steady.
I'm Adama Williams for Ed Talk.
Well, our news team tried to get an update from Crystal Cruises officials today on the status of their Crystal Symphony that had been diverted to Bimini on the weekend. It's an incident making global headlines. Reports note that the cruise ship was supposed to dock in Miami on Saturday, but was sent to the Bahamas instead after a U.S. judge granted an order to seize the vessel as part of a lawsuit over unpaid fuel. We understand the vessel is still docked in Bimini. However, passengers were transported to Fort Everglades in Fort Lauderdale yesterday by ferry. The lawsuit was filed in a Miami federal court by Peninsula Petroleum Far East against the ship that allows actions against vessels for unpaid debts. The complaint says Crystal Symphony was chartered or managed by Crystal Cruises and Star Cruises, which are both sued for breach of contract for owing $4.6 million in fuel. Crystal Cruises recently announced it was suspending operations through late April. The Bahamas has made another list compiled by the Caribbean Journal, this time the 10 best adventure hotels in the Caribbean. And topping the list, Small Hope Bay Lodge in Andros, that's described as the ultimate Caribbean adventure hotel. The South Andros Resort offers bone fishing and deep-sea fishing, diving and snorkeling, nature tours across caves and blue holes, birding, kayaking, and the feeling of discovering one of the great untouched wildernesses throughout the Caribbean. Andros' Swain's Key Lodge also making the list. There you can also find fishing, bone fishing, deep sea reef fishing, and spear fishing. And then Mangrove Key itself provides a cornucopia of experiences from world-class snorkeling to blue hole exploration to guided excursions into the bites. Next up, Bimini's Big Game Club. It's the only Caribbean hotel with its own on-site shark safari center, scuba diving, a shark cage, and some of the world's greatest fishing tournaments. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makushla. Outside of our studios, we are under partly cloudy skies, temperature at 68 degrees, the relative humidity 59%. We have north-northwest winds at 8 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,014.6 millibars, that's 29.97 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 63 degrees in Freeport, 63 also in Green Tool Key, Abaco, Marshall, Abaco at 64 degrees, the Berry Islands, 68, Alistown, Bimini, 66, 70 degrees in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 72, 67 in Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space on Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. Otterstown, Cat Island, 73, San Salvador, and Rum Key also at 73 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 71, 73 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Warmer in Betsy Bay, 78 degrees. Ackland, 78. Matthew-Tiny Nagua, also 78 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas tonight through Wednesday midweek, the winds are going to be basically light and variable with flat seas. High tide takes place at 12:45 in the morning. And then it's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I ain't going back. No. I ain't going back. No. I done had one heart attack, so I ain't going back. I ain't going back. No, no, I ain't going back. She done give me heart attack, Jack. I ain't going back. It's not often I get the chance to have what I call a real romance. Hugging and kissing all the
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Man in my bedroom.
Michael, let me borrow your car, please.
Don, I tell you I have to get my car license.
How long I can take, man? Let's go there now.
Why you need my car so bad?
It's an old schoolmate, man. She'll meet up for lunch.
Well, I hope she's taking you somewhere nice, because you know we ain't easily impressed.
You can pay for your license and inspections online now. They'll confirm your inspection appointment and bring the decal to your car. I'm impressed.
Look, I don't know who Sean they think I am, all right? I only win 2 BAISS championships. I deal with connectivity.
Alive. What do we got?
Well, we are 100% Bahamian owned, and we inspired all Bahamians to believe in best. And we delivered on revolutionizing telecommunications in the Bahamas. Not to mention, our network works in the good days and the bad.
Thank you. But I need you to go faster. Be better.
We're ready with the newly remodeled reception area. We're ready with your safety as our top priority. We're ready with state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and an enhanced patient information platform with online access to your reports for your physician. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we're ready to serve you. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call to make an appointment today.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. If it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The organic shop over at Bluefield Farm is helping you to achieve all your healthy eating goals with products, fruits, and vegetables all grown right here at home. Owner Tom Stack says the concept of his farm was always a dream of his, but now to see the dream come to reality is nothing short of amazing.
Some of the products we grow that a lot of people would know from the supermarkets and food stores is rainbow microgreens. This is our new product on the market, which is sunflower shoots. We do pea shoots. We do our spring mix blend, our baby romaine blend, and our baby arugula blend.
Bluefield Farm has perfected bringing seedlings to full bloom in their aquaponic farm, and some of the farm's produce can be found growing right inside the shop.
This is called Sweet Crisp, and if you crack that off, you'll even hear it. Feel how crispy it is. It's a very full-headed lettuce, and it's a cross between a romaine and a bib lettuce. And as you can see, all our lettuces have beautiful, strong roots. We start from a good foundation. A good foundation grows great plants.
Stack is also promoting his fellow farmers, including those in Grand Bahama and Abaco, whose farms were devastated by Hurricane Dorian.
Farm at our farm store like to support a lot of the other local farmers and other producers in the country. So Bahamas Bake is a great company that we support, Shaking and a few others, as well as Naturally Bahamian that do a full tea line and also drinks. And they have a farm in Eleuthera where they supply our pineapples in pineapple season. So there really is a lot going on in agriculture within the Bahamas.
On the next episode of Good to Grow, we explore the aquaponics section of Bluefield Farm. You won't want to miss that. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Georgia Bain.
As a mom, I'm always concerned about which products will work best with my baby's skin. And then I tried this diaper called MoleFix. The quality is amazing. And I noticed that with the design of MoleFix, the air flows easily, so I see no rashes or redness, which I love. But my favorite part is she sleeps straight through the night because it keeps her dry all night. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with this one.
MoleFix, the diaper that moves with your baby. Distributed by Variety Disposable Products.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everyone. After starting the season 17-2 and 5-1 in SEC play, Coach Yoette McPhee-McQueen and the Ole Miss women's basketball program has its first ranking in the AP Top 25 poll since 2007. The Rebels came in at number 24 in the poll on Monday after not receiving any votes for last week's installment, following Ole Miss's win over then number 23 Kentucky. There was clamor on social media stating that Ole Miss should should find itself in the top 25 this week. Now they are ranked in the AP Top 25. The Rebels will play a makeup game at number 1 South Carolina on Thursday before returning home to face Georgia on Sunday. Led by Shakira Austin, Ole Miss fought through tough stretches to keep a pesky Kentucky team from coming within reach. Despite Ole Miss leading for 38 minutes of the game, the Rebels never led by more than 12. Austin pieced together her 6th 20-point outing of the season, leading the Rebels with 24 points. As 4 Rebels finished in double figures. Snutter Collins was a sharpshooter from 3, tying a season high with 4 triples and a 12-point performance. With schools resuming in-person classes today, the question arises about how soon can we see the return of high school sports as competition had ceased during the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Recently, several of the country's local sporting federation heads met with the country's sports minister to air their grievances as well as speak about the future of their particular disciplines. Among them, senior sports officer of the Ministry of Education, Evan Wisdom, revealed that the wait for high school sports will be a while longer.
Regards, colleagues, to high school sports. High school sports is officially on hold. Now, I know we get emotional when we get up here and talk about it, but I had a colleague at the Ministry of Health that's told us, Mr. Wisdom, I know you're all eager, I know you want to play ball, I know you want to do all this stuff, but you do not want any of those children or those coaches to get sick. So, colleagues, we have to listen to what the health professionals are saying. It is for your safety. I don't like to say it, but in the public school system, one of the first persons that died from COVID was a coach.
TSSA President Varel Davis says things have been challenging, but she remains optimistic that high school sports can resume at some point this year.
Done anything in 2 years, and I'm hoping that we could get things done. And also, too, if we don't do nothing after school, then how can we feed our national programs? I is also one of the head coach for the under-17 female basketball team for the country, and I was asked to be the team member asking where I'm going to get these females from, and there's nothing happening right now. So we really need to get high school sports back and running, and I hope and pray that this year will be the year that we will engage in after-school sports. So thank you so much.
With the Great Exuma Classic wrapping up last week, action now underway at the Corn Ferry Great Abaco Classic at the Abaco Club on Winding Bay. So 100 golfers seek to take home the crown there. On hand to open up the 4-day tournament will be the nation's chief, Prime Minister Yomo Philip Davis. During the welcome reception, the Prime Minister greeted golfers and numerous stakeholders to the prestigious event that is set to wrap up on Wednesday. And that's been a look at sports. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy, or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Resolve to save money this week at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kellogg's family size assorted cereals, 19 to 24 ounce, $4.99. Campbell's SpaghettiOs and meatballs, 8 ounce, 2 for $1.29. Wild Caught salmon, $7.99 per pound. Fresh tomatoes, $1.59 per pound. Heavenly Soft paper towels, $4 to $5. Save each week at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate. BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast, with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rates, no delays. Best rates, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather on our satellite picture, that frontal system, which brought the cool weather, is now exiting the southeast. Bahamas leaving behind an area of high pressure. That high pressure will slowly back off towards the east, and then there's an area of low pressure we expect to form some here on the southern tip of the Florida Peninsula on Wednesday, early Wednesday morning, and then a warm front extending eastward across the northwest Bahamas that will push towards the north during the course of the day on Wednesday, bringing with it some showers which can be heavy to severe at times, particularly in the vicinity of Bimini, Grand Bahama, and Abaco on Wednesday. That will be followed by a frontal system on Thursday, which will push through the northwest Bahamas, reinforcing the cool conditions. Our forecast tonight, partly cloudy and a bit chilly, as the low temperature will dip to about 59 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny, very pleasant, with a high temperature of 76 degrees. Extended weather forecast, nice weather through tomorrow. The showers, it comes back into the forecast on Wednesday as that warm front backs up over the northwest Bahamas. And as we said already, around Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini, you can expect some heavy to severe showers and thunderstorms as well. But things will cloud a bit on Thursday, particularly after that frontal system goes through on Thursday morning, and that will hold right through the weekend with lovely weather. Temperature-wise, we're going to be in the low 60s, even picking up some 50s again on Saturday as the second front goes through late on Saturday morning. So there you have it. Nice weather shaping up over the next 7 days. Makushla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And from all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
And he went to L.A. Stubbs and told L.A. Stubbs to cut off the machine. L.A. said, if you touch that machine tonight, God will burn you up. And the police took off, and we never heard anything from that police anymore.
You may refer to him as an old-time preacher. He is Bishop of United Christian Church, who has made an indelible mark in the lives of many.